I need to know which one of you requested the pickle perfume. Today I am looking at the Dossier Perfumes Original Sage and Black Tea Renew perfume. And I'm gonna be honest, this one has made me sort of question my choices as a perfume chooser, as a perfume reviewer, and yes. Before I really get into my review, before I really get into the fragrance notes of this perfume is not meant to smell like pickles. This perfume, I don't think that it was Dossier's intention to create a pickle perfume. I do not think that at all. This perfume, just from the onset, like the moment I smelled this perfume, it was like pickles. Literally, that was the first thing I thought, was I just opened a jar of dill pickles. And I love pickles. It doesn't mean I really want to smell like them. So let's go ahead and take a peek at the Sage and Black Tea Renew. Black Tea Renew perfume from Dossier. So this perfume is this perfume is a part of their wellness collection. So I guess pickled cucumbers is just, wellness. No, but this perfume is a part of their wellness collection. And so with their wellness collection, it's sort of that vibe of, health, natural, sort of this holistic kind of smell, okay? It sort of leans more into, like a health food store. That's really what I think of when I think of the wellness collection from Dossier, is that, very herbal, very holistic, very healthy. That's really what they are leaning into with this wellness collection. And so with these fragrances, you're really going to get a lot of just these very natural fragrance notes, okay? And that is exactly what I see here. So for the Sage and Black Tea Renew perfume, our top notes are star anise, bergamot, and cinnamon. Middle notes are violet, cardamom, clove, and tea. And then base notes are sage, palo santo, and amorous wood. So when I smell this perfume, so obviously, like I said, from the get-go, I smell pickles. I mean, it just stimulates, that is what this smell triggers for me, is pickles. That is automatically what I smell. I do not think that's Dossier's intention, but it's still what I smell. And so what I would have to say about this perfume, as I think about it, as I think about what smell is actually sort of generating this pickly feeling for me, I'd have to say that it's really the tea, and all of the herbs, okay? All of the herbs. But I get this very strong tea vibe, and then that mixed with the bergamot. Okay, bergamot is more of like a citrusy kind of fragrance. So you have your bergamot, the cinnamon, spicy, clove, spicy, cardamom, spicy, star anise, spicy. Okay, so we have a lot of the spices in there, and then the sage is on the bottom, which I feel like sage is it's clean, right? Sage is sort of this herb that we think of when we think of, clearing the air, cleaning the space, good vibes, clearing the energies, right? That's sort of what we're thinking of when we think of sage. And so you have this sort of undertone of woody clean, but right on the top, it's spicy tea. And I think that that's really what triggers me to think pickles. I mean, automatically I think pickles. And so altogether, I'd have to say it doesn't smell bad, okay? I don't want to sound like, oh my word, this is the worst perfume ever, because it's not the worst perfume ever. But right from the get-go, when I smell it, I think pickles, okay? It definitely has just sort of a tangy, sort of sweet, I don't want you to think cake sweet, but a gherkin. When you're eating sweet gherkins, that's sort of that tangy, sweet kind of smell that this is giving me. And so I think that is really just the blend of the tea and all the herbs and, all of that together really creates just a really pickly smell for me. Personally, it's just not my fave. It's really not my fave. But that doesn't mean that you don't like pickle perfumes. No, this doesn't mean that you wouldn't like a very natural, holistic, herbal smelling fragrance, which I think that this is really what this is. I mean, this is one of Dossier's, bigger sellers on their website is the Sage and Black Tea Renew. And so it's a very popular perfume. This is just what it triggers for me, and I don't know if my mind is just sort of odd that way, but this is definitely, it gives me pickle vibes. Gives me pickle vibes. As far as wear time goes for this perfume, it actually, this perfume stays a long time, okay? I think that because it is so heavy with the spices, it does stay a long time. When I smell this, I don't automatically think spice, okay? When I smell this, I don't automatically think that, but when you look at the fragrance build of this perfume, when you look at the fragrance notes, when you see what is in this perfume, it's a spicy perfume. And then that with the bergamot is like a really, a heavy citrusy fragrance. It really is a very dense fragrance. It's fresh, but it's dense. What I'd have to say is that it really did last a long time. I was surprised by how long it lasted. I didn't think that this would last very long at all, since it is a more, a light, airy-fairy kind of fragrance. I really didn't think that this was going to last very long, but when I tried it, when I wore it, it was potent. I did reapply, but it was not necessarily because, I couldn't smell it anymore. It was just because, it needs to be freshened up. I need to smell more pickly before I go on to my evening. And so with this fragrance, let's go on to sort of what I would wear this to. Where would I wear this? Honestly, I really probably wouldn't wear this anywhere. I tested it out, I gave it a try, but personally, this is probably, I'm not gonna keep this. But I feel like this is a very casual perfume, okay? This is that ultimate, I am spending a day in my garden kind of perfume. This is the perfume that you wear when it's you're having a very fresh day, a casual day. You're, maybe you're working really hard, maybe you're chilling, but it's very fresh and warm outside, that sort of vibe where it's a very casual fragrance. It's a very low-key fragrance. By no means is this a super fancy fragrance or a special event fragrance, a night out fragrance. That's not what this is at all. This is definitely a casual daytime perfume. And yeah, I would really have to say that when you think of it in terms of the wellness collection, yes, that is precisely, this really sort of puts you in mind of it's the medicinal kind of feeling, or healthy, or herbal again. And it says it right here on the little card that they send you. It says aromatic and woody, okay? And that is, yes, very herbal, very healthy, very natural. And so, this definitely screams, healthy self-care weekend, okay? I'm gonna do yoga all weekend. I'm gonna meditate all weekend. I'm gonna go on a yoga retreat, which sounds amazing. Things like that where you are, it's very casual. It's very sort of self-care oriented. That's really what this gives me sort of the vibe of. Again, I would not wear this out and about. I really wouldn't wear this to a fancy event or a special event or to a night out. This is really an everyday perfume when you're gonna be by yourself. Because I really wouldn't wear this to work even. If I was going to a job, I wouldn't wear this perfume just because it doesn't give me that feeling of I'm put together. Instead, it sort of gives me the feeling of I'm retreating, I'm pulling in, it gives me that sort of feeling more than anything else. And so, yeah, this perfume, it does not make it to my list. It's not going to stay in my collection. But that doesn't mean that you wouldn't be interested in it, okay? Just because I think something or I say something doesn't mean that you wouldn't like it. That's not necessarily what my channel is all about. My channel is not necessarily about, oh, these are all of my all-time favorites. This channel is about let's talk about perfume and let's actually figure out like what perfumes would work for you. Okay, so my word is not like gospel. Okay, my word is legitimately, it's an opinion, but I'm just trying to describe to you what the perfume is. Okay, this is what the perfume is, and if that is something that sounds good to you, then by all means you should check this perfume out. Okay, I will have all of the details linked down below for you to actually look at this perfume. Again, like I said, this is a pretty popular perfume on Dossier's website. I was sort of surprised by that because I always like to look and see, you know, what perfumes they sell the most of, just because that's obviously what you guys are all interested in. That's what people are interested in general. And this was pretty high on the list, which again, I was sort of surprised by because it's such a unique smell. And just looking at the fragrances and the notes in this perfume, like, it's a very unique fragrance. And so, yes, definitely check this out. I will have it all linked down below for you again, if you are interested in this perfume. If you are looking for a different perfume that you're like, I want something fresh, but I don't really want to smell like pickles, or maybe you're looking for a sage perfume because sage, it really is a gorgeous fragrance, then I would really highly recommend you check this video out right here. This is my review of the Woody Sage perfume, which honestly, it like fast favorite of mine, especially for this, you know, spring summer season. The weather is getting warmer and I want a fresher perfume, so definitely check that video out next. Thank you so much for joining me today. I love you oh so very much, and until we meet again, so long.